The time is now for the Hollywood of the South to have a public access medium that builds with the community, is equitable, and a vibrant community media hub for content creators for all ages.
Councilmember Brian Thomas, Director of the Mayor's Office of Communications, resident District 5. This ordinance would reinstate the contract to operate public access TV with People TV for 1 year. The administration remains committed to reinvigorating public access TV as previously discussed and presented to council. However, we want to make sure that in the meantime that public access TV does stay in the hands of the public. Over the course of the last couple of months, we've been able to determine it's going to take a little bit more time. It's going to take a little bit more time. It's going to take a little bit more time.
Good morning. My name is Sanji Jacobs. I'm the Director of Communications for the City of Atlanta and for Mayor Kasim Reed. I want to thank everybody for taking time out of their busy mornings today to be here to talk about an issue of grave importance to the City of Atlanta and to the public, and that is the future of public access television. Really, the intent and the tone of this morning is for us to hear from you and to get ideas about what we can do to save public access television in the City of Atlanta. And I'll take a moment of privilege as Mayor Reed's spokesperson to speak on his behalf and on behalf of the administration to just lay out from the beginning. The administration is committed to public access television in the City of Atlanta, and I think that that's been a question that some folks have had. I think what we need to do this morning collaboratively is figure out the path to get there.
Good morning, Katrina Taylor Park. So this paper before you is the paper that authorizes the contract for someone to manage and operate our cable channel 24, I think it is, People TV, formerly People TV. We talked about this, the public access channel. It was, the RFP was done twice. The first time it was there were no respondents, so we had to do it again. I did assist in writing the RFP, and based on the writing of that, they are ready to begin operating our public access television as soon as the contract is fully executed. Good morning. I am Lenise Harris, the new director for Atlanta 26. I'm coming before you today to give you an update on public access. The city is working towards providing a long-term solution to keeping public access channel 24 viable. As we began the transition process, the selected operator was ill-prepared to move public access forward. The chosen location was a semi-detached home with a convenience store attached to the property without any public parking nor convenient to public transportation as requested in the scope of services. I've also submitted to you guys, pictures. Moreover, there was not a disaster recovery plan to ensure that the channel would not go dark for extended periods, and essential technical and production standards were not in place. So as much as she was saying they were ready to move forward, they were not. As a result, the City of Atlanta has decided to exercise its right to terminate FC-10166, the agreement under Section 18.4, termination for convenience, as of Thursday, May 10th. In the meantime, the administration has agreed that People TV will proceed with programming on a month-to-month basis until a long-term plan is approved to build the public access channel in a direction which can serve the community's information needs in this digital age.
As a group, in terms of what we are going to do with this organization, people, and it's not even People TV, it is our channel that we're going to, we're saying it's People TV now and it's that now, but it could morph into something else. And what I'm saying is whatever we're going to do in terms of that, we need to sit down and talk about it. And I need to understand where we're going in this, because it seems like as an administration, you all have been kind of doing this, but I don't see over the last year or two that you all, and again, I'm not
Right. I can only speak to when I started
This is only,
mid-February.
I'm not going to say you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you.
I understand.
But the administration. So I'm saying that we need to stop, take a breath, and make sure that as we rebuild this, that we get it right.
The city intends to develop a well-managed community media system that will represent our city and communities. The best route forward is to identify and hire a consultant with significant experience in the PEG world, which will be a part of planning a path for an elevated platform for community media television. The strategic revisioning will consist of focusing on creating a collaborative process to revitalize Atlanta public access television. This project will involve conducting a series of interviews and meetings with community organizations, faith-based groups, arts, culture organizations, the stakeholders who are currently with People TV and also from the past. The goal is to seek input about their vision for a revitalized approach to community television.
Thank you for your presentation, and it's always great to have a fresh look and think strategically about this important service that the city offers. Can you go over the timeline again? I wasn't sure that I caught that, about what are all the steps that you're planning and when they will take place.
So the idea is to identify a consultant that has significant experience in the PEG world and work with them on a proposal for a strategic work plan where there will be meetings, listening sessions, interviews, and go from there to strategically develop with the community what we can re-envision for the space for public access.
So in the next 4 months, we will identify a consultant.
4 to 6 months, 4 to 6 months, we plan to have a consultant on board and a work plan with a timetable that will require more updates to this committee.
So a consultant on board, is that take into account procurement, whatever you'd need to do with procurement?
Yes, but I have been working with procurement to find out the steps that will be needed, whether we will do a small purchase depending on the proposals that come in and how much they are, or if we would need to do an RFP.
Okay. So after 6 months, we would have a consultant identified, and then how
Correct.
long would they be
It's
required to do their work?
expected to be 6 months to a year in terms of developing a plan for options to move forward to re-envision that new elevated platform.
So another 6 months to a year for them?
Hopefully not, but I just want to pad out the time just to make sure, but I'm thinking at least 6 months.
Okay. So a year from today, they
Yes.
would potentially, on the near end, they would have the results.
You will have the results, the findings, and we will identify and manage a leadership team that can move those options forward.
Okay. I realize the wheels of government are glacial, but that just seems like a really, really long time.
Is anyone from the administration here to answer any questions about this paper?
Good morning, Madam Chair. Can you hear me? It's Lenny Harris with Director of Television and Technology. Okay, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the committee. This legislation is to engage People TV Incorporated to continue the operation of Channel 24, one of Atlanta's public educational and government access tech channels, a public outlet that allows for alternative community perspectives to be voiced through citizen journalism. Failure to continue with the services provided by People TV will allow Channel 24 to go dark, which will allow Comcast to take the channel and putting the city in breach of the franchise agreement with Comcast. The term is for 1 year, effective from July 1st, 2020 through July 1st, 2021, with the option to renew for 2 additional 1-year terms, and will require People TV to report their operational and board reports quarterly to the City Utilities Committee. They have not reported since 2014 on my research. Also, due to the public health crisis of COVID-19, efforts to procure the consulting services by March were delayed. In May, we secured the Busty Group, who will work with the City of Atlanta on strategic rebranding for public access television. We will begin the developing of the work plan in July, and once it's safe to bring large groups together, we will move forward with our plan to work with the stakeholders.
Which takes us to Ms. Harris, who will tell us about the administration's thinking relative to the future of the People TV and the contract and et cetera.
Good morning, council members and council member Shook. I am Lenise Harris, the station director for Channel 26, and I wanted to talk a little bit about moving public access forward in Atlanta. The Mayor's Office of Communications at Channel 26 have significant concerns regarding content distribution, the lack of technical and program improvements, and fiscal transparency. After robust conversations and briefings, it was determined the best way to move public access in Atlanta forward, the city will begin transitioning People TV from its current structure to a premier multimedia community media center. CMCs, as we refer to the community centers, can offer multiple platforms, integrating television, radio, podcasting. You can even grow to coding and gaming. But you have to have the vision and you have to have the leadership to get it there. These services would help community organizations, seniors, youth, and others to navigate in this 21st century.
Councilmember Brian Thomas, Director of the Mayor's Office of Communications, resident District 5. This ordinance would reinstate the contract to operate public access TV with People TV for 1 year. The administration remains committed to reinvigorating public access TV as previously discussed and presented to council. However, we want to make sure that in the meantime that public access TV does stay in the hands of the public. Over the course of the last couple of months, we've been able to determine it's going to take a little bit more time before a new RFP can be put in the field and executed. And so therefore, we're putting forward this ordinance to restore the 1 year contract with People TV. Over that course of that time, we're going to be engaging in the public process, seeking public input over the development of a new scope for a new RFP and engaging in that process. So that's our focus moving forward, making sure that the public has input and we'll be ready to put that new RFP into the field and ensure that when we do reach the end of the contract that the signal will either remain where it is or transfer to a new operator but not come back to the city.